Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, my name's Debbie. This is my Crafty Dan, and I'm going to work on some ATC cards today. So thanks for coming along and crafting with me. So today, like I said, ATC cards. This is the 1st of July. So I was thinking Christmas in July. I thought if I did a little series of ATC cards for Christmas in July. I haven't done a lot of ATC cards because I've been working on my full deck challenge, which is altered playing cards, and I've been doing one of those every week. I'm taking a little break from those. So there's a lot of different ways that you can get blanks for ATC cards. These are all blanks and they've come from different sources. So this is just watercolor paper. I buy watercolor paper books from the dollar store. In my case, it's Dollarama here in Canada. And then I just cut my pages up with my paper trimmer. You can draw the lines out and cut with scissors. You don't even need a paper trimmer to do this. So 2.5 by 3 inches, or 2.5 by 3.5 inches. Sorry, I better get that right. And I just take my little corner rounder and round the edges when I'm done cutting them all up. So I have a stack here ready to go. And you can also cut them out of packaging. So this is packaging from a frozen food box. So it's a decent weight chipboard, not really thick, but good enough. Definitely a really sturdy background. Same thing, just cut them 2.5 by 3.5 inches. And the other thing that you can use is just a standard playing card. So that's what these are. There's nothing on them because these are blank playing cards, matte finish, poker size, and these are exactly 2.5 by 3.5 inches. So I bought a box, might have been 2 years ago, but there's 4 full decks of blank playing cards in here. So I'm not going to use these today. Actually, I think I am going to use these today. I am. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use your ephemera books, your cut and collage books. I am going to show you how to use these to make ATC cards. I have this one by Kelly O'Brien and Nicole Tim. Nicole Tim is from the YouTube channel Relax Cut Glue, and she does glue booking. She's fabulous, by the way, and so much fun to watch. So I think I'll start with this one. And I'm going to pick a kind of a neutrally background. Ooh, I like that. And I probably won't use these banners. So I think I have my background. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to get my background. I'm going to turn this over. And I'm going to take 3 of my cards. Where's my Mod Podge? Right here. Put a little on there. A paintbrush. This is the simplest way to do it. At least it is for me. And I'm just going to put this on here. I'm going to do that with the other 2. I like doing my series of ATC cards in 3s. If you're going to sit down and create something that's this small, you may as well do 3 at a time. There are so many images in this book to do. You've got the stockings, you've got the florals, you've got these vintage ones, but I think I'm going to use the vintage book for the vintage cards. Here's some more vintage. These stars are pretty. These are adorable as well. I just want something really fun, really, really fun for these 3 cards. The elves. Look at how cute these elves are. I think I'm going to go with this page here. And I'm going to sit and I'm going to cut a lot of this page out, because I'm thinking if I'm doing glue book style, how cute would it be on these backgrounds to have a piece of holly, an elf, and an animal with the gifts in a little grouping, if I can manage it, So I'll be back in a minute because I'm going to cut most of the pictures on this page out. So I've cut 3 images from each of the different categories that was on that page. So I've got 3 little elves. I've got 3 bunches of holly, just small bunches because there's not a lot of room on these cards. And I've got 3 little animal images. So I'm finding that the background is still too dark. Even though I chose this muted one, I'm finding that it's still too dark. I'll show you how I'm going to fix that. I like to take a little bit of my watered down splatter paint. This is just white acrylic paint, and it's been mixed with water. So about 2/3 paint and 1/3 water. So it's quite thin. I chose to put it in these little pill bottles because they seal airtight and they're pretty easy to open. They don't glue themselves shut. I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to dip into the paint. I'm going to tap some off on this little plastic card that I have here, and I'm just going to start muting my background out. And I'm just going to keep adding paint and rubbing it in. Now, I haven't put gesso on here yet, so it's absorbing quite a bit of this paint, but it's going to mute the background. I'm still going to be able to see it, mind you, but it's going to mute this background enough that I'm also going to be able to see these pieces when I put them on here. There. So see the difference between this card now and this card. And when I put this on here, it gets a little bit lost. But when I put it on here, now I can see it and I still see my background. So I'm going to do that to the other 2 cards as well. Just dunking my finger. The reason I don't paint it on with a brush is because it dries really fast. And if I'm not moving really quick and pushing this in really fast, which you can't do with a brush, then I'd cover over my background images and I wouldn't be able to see them at all. I don't want to paint over them. I just want to push them back. All right, so these are dry. I just gave them a quick dry. And I'm going back to... Oh, my Mod Podge has gone really gunky and hard. This is the end of the bottle. So I'll use it up, what I have. So I'm thinking on all 3 of my images that I want to put a pet with a gift in the front, and then somewhere in here a little bit of the holly to kind of balance it out, and tuck my little elf in behind like this. Maybe I'll put it in like this, just like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to arrange each one, and I'm going to put the 3 images on. So to put these on, I'm just going to glue the back, put it where it goes. I might put them up for trade, and if I do, I don't want them to go out of bounds for the size, because I'm pretty sure that most people that trade actually keep their cards in a trading card sleeve. So let's put this down here. It's just enough to balance that out. And then I can put my little kitten on there with his package. He's got the cutest little wrapped Christmas package. So there. This Mod Podge is just not working as well as I would like, just because it's gone thick in one spot and the rest of it's really watery. But I've got something that works really well too. You don't need Mod Podge to do this project. So let's put this on here. Now this is Restick, and what is so nice about this, it sticks down really well, but it's not permanent for about 5 minutes. Like if I put that in the wrong spot, I can lift that back up that easy. So let's put that down there, because I think that's where I want it to go. And then I'm going to put, because she's a little bit larger than this one, I'm going to put this one on this side too. And this glue stick goes on these pieces really easy as well. Now I am going to seal these once I get them all together, because these are going to be glued down permanently. So I'm going to put a little bit of holly down here. And I'm going to put this little hedgehog, so I've got a kitten. I've got a hedgehog. All these little owls have got different pets. I might call this Pet Holiday or Pet, what can I call this? I'm not sure. I gotta name this series. So let me know in the comments what you think a good name for this series would be. There. There. And putting the pieces on like this really helps ground those little elves, because remember, they're just kind of floating. They aren't grounded in any way when you cut them out. So now, because I've put them in the background and I've put their little pets in front of them, they are definitely grounded and they look a lot better. So I have my focal images on here. Like I said, I do not want to go over the edges, because you don't with a good trading card. So I'm going to put a sentiment, because I put a sentiment on my ATC cards. I absolutely love ATC ephemera books that have words that go with the theme of the book. I really do. But I think I can find some words in here that will work. Blessed. Absolutely, this one will work just fine. I'm going to put it here at the bottom. And I've got believe. Believe is perfect. I'm going to put it at the top. And here's a perfect word. Wish. Right here. Now, before I go anywhere else on here, I'm going to use a permanent ink. This is a Prismacolor. I don't need a brush pen. I do like the little wedge though. So the Permacolor is called a chisel tip marker, and it's from Prismacolor, and it is a permanent ink. And all I'm going to do is take that wedge and drag it along the edge of this word. So I have wish. I have blessed and believe. I was going to put paint splatter on them, and I don't want to do that because I want it to be gold, and I have a gold acrylic paint marker from Beager. These are from Amazon as well. So what I thought, just random little groupings of dots in the background, because it kind of looks like gold stars in the sky. Or so I'm just going to put it there on that card, and maybe a little wee bit in there. I want some bigger dots. I put some bigger ones there, and I like that. So let's put some bigger bits here. So if you push down on the nib on these paint pens, it releases a little more paint. There. So lots of gold on that one. And the same on this one. I'm trying to be really random, just tapping and not thinking about where I put them. And it's not as random as paint splatter, but it's also just on the background and not on any of the images that I put down there. And now I need some edging. So to put my edging on here, I am going to, what color am I going to use? I might use red. Why wouldn't I use red? How I'm going to put it on here, I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to go around the outside here. Careful not to touch any of that acrylic paint that I just put on there. Trying to give it just a second to dry. Now I'm going to add a little water to my sheet of plastic over here. I'm going to take my card, I'm going to dip my finger in the water, and I'm just going to activate this. So this pencil is an Inktense pencil from Derwent, which is a water activated ink. But you could do the exact same thing with a red, any red watercolor pencil. If you wanted to, you could just dip your finger right onto a watercolor block and add a little edge around if that's all you've got. I'm adding a little more water this time, which is working well. There. I might add a little more to this. Yeah, that's better. See the difference with the activated ink? And the other thing a person could do would be, if you wanted to, make the line around your word match your border. I like mine to be a little different sometimes because it kind of makes that word pop. I'm just going to refilm the end of this because for some reason right there my camera started to shake a little bit. So here's my 3 finished cards. I've got Blessed, Believe, and Wish. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. And I really hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would absolutely love if you would do that before you left so you can come back and see what else I'm up to and to see the other 6 cards. I'm going to do 2 more sets of 3 for Christmas in July. I hope everyone has a really wonderful day. Until the next time, bye-bye for now.